Welcome to a little segment I like to call Bumps and Bends. Hey guys, welcome to Bumps and Bends. This week in the Formula Sprint, we're up to Laguna Seca. It's a great track, a track that everybody knows. It's a hero track. I've learnt this track probably 20 years ago on Gran Turismo 2, I think it was, when it first came out. And it's been one of my favourite tracks for a very long time. The unfortunate thing is a lot of people are joining and there's a lot of turn one chaos. So that's why I had that little cheeky little image at the front. Let's hope it doesn't happen to you. But my times are coming down, albeit in this session, this guy got a 16.8 and he's a rookie. So 17.7 is still respectable. And we'll start off by having a look at the lap from Cockpit View, and then we'll go corner by corner. Rightio, let's do this. So really trying to use the gearbox to pull that front end in. Using as much track as I dare. Carrying as much speed as I can. Fourth here, really hold it in. You got to wait for the front end to grip up before you can hold it in. And the fast guys are just throwing it into this sweeper. That's about as fast as I'd like to do it. Into the corkscrew. Trying to brake too late, but try and use the gearbox to pull the car up and get the best traction out possible. Use the nose to cover that corner. Second last corner now. Throw it in. Hope for the best. You really want to brake late. Use the first gear to pull you right up into the apex. Get out of the corner quick. And that's my best lap of the day of a 17.7. Let's have a look at that corner by corner. So my reconnaissance today was watching a race, spectating, and then participating in a race, which I don't usually do on the first day of an iRacing week. But it's Laguna Seca. I thought, why not? We'll learn in a race. And Lucas Campos, his name was, got down to a 16.2 in the race and a 16.7 in qualifying. And so I was really watching the way he was attacking the corners. He is throwing it in, and he is at an opposite lock stage for almost every corner. So he's pushing the limits of his car to the absolute nth degree. And what it kind of taught me is to throw a little bit more aggression at this track than you otherwise would. That's where I felt the reward delta-wise was. And yeah, so this was actually my third lap, including my out lap. So technically, if I had have done this in my qualifying race, I qualified with an 18.6. Sorry about that. And if I had have done a 17.7, that would have brought me 4 spots further up the grid. And yeah, it's not too bad for what is a second lap. The first out lap was 3 spins. So let's get back to the subject of looking at it corner by corner. So at this point, just minimizing the distance of the track, cutting it in tight. And I'm looking at the number 4 and the line here. So using as much track as I can, something that I learnt from Lucas. He had his tyre right out here. I'm like, oh, I had my tyre here. And what it does is it helps to cut the first part of turn 1. So just going down the gears at the point of traction and eventually getting to turn to first gear to really pull that front end in and help punch it out of the corner, maximize your acceleration. Lower revs will get you more balanced but slow you down. This corner, It's very hard to get right. Try to hit the sausage, but don't hit it. If you get it wrong, you end up just a little bit wide, and a bit of dirt will really, you could actually spin. Now, this is what I call a Pro Mazda line, something that I learned from Thomas Jordan a couple of years ago now, and really abusing the ripple strip here. It is quite smooth, but your entry and the time that you get onto the throttle will really affect your exit. And the best exit you can get, you've got a short straight after this, and you can really gain a lot of time if you get it just right. Right on, use the bump to turn. You can use a little bit more track, but yeah, once again, minimizing the length of the circuit. Now I'm looking between 3 and 2 to brake and really cut it in. Fourth gear. First lap, you won't. I couldn't do this. My front end was slipping way too much, and I was ending out on the side. But once that front end heats up just nice, you get so much more grip. Really trying to throw the car into the corner here. I'm sort of covering the brake, but it's not really braking. That's the back of my brain saying you should not be taking this corner so fast. So I'm actually trying to use as much ripple strip as I can without looking at it, because my focus is on the blind spot here. Just keep in mind that this track never changes. The corners don't move. They're always in the same spot. So the blind corners, you've just got to have faith that your car will land out of the corner the way you want it to. So right at this point, when I've already turned, can I actually see the corner? If you touch this sausage, it will destroy your suspension, but you really want to get into it and focus on the throttle. Oh, it's a 5th gear corner, but if you get it wrong on exit, quickly get down to 4th and then back up to 5th and maintain momentum. And when you get that momentum, you'll see it in your delta. Really hug the left side of this track. If you're out here, you're just using way too much circuit and lengthening the track in an unnecessary way. Once again, blind corner, but this is where you can make up the most time. And it's all about finding a nice straight-ish brake balance. So I'm going from ripple to ripple here, from the left to the right. And I really want to get just that straight, as straight as possible braking. Really focusing on this part. Personally, I don't think I'm using enough of the curb, but then I tried on my last lap to use a little bit more curb, and it actually destroyed my suspension. So I ended up in the sand with 3 wheels. So really cutting it in, using second and then first to really see the way the car's attitude changes at the last second. So you can see this divot here, I think is what I took, and it destroyed my car. And at this point, the corner's over here, it doesn't change. So you just keep telling yourself that where the ripple strip is about here is always there. And you're focused now, because you're coming over this crest here, you really need to focus on traction. So what Lucas was doing, he was pulling it down to first, then at this point going to third, to because you get a lot of wheel spin here, and then down to second and then third. So there's a lot of gear changes in such a short section. I tried it, but I'm not that smart. So I'm still not using enough of the track. I should be kind of over here, but happy enough that I'm focused on traction out. And then it's just balls to the wall going down the hill. What a great corner the Corkscrew is. And at this point, I'm trying to use as much track as I can. Once again, without looking at it, my focus is this corner. The corner itself is a bowl effect, and you'll find comfort in really hugging the left and using the aerial in the car to point the car. In the past, I've used the tires, and it pushes the car way off the apex. So it's actually in this car a 5th gear corner, and just trying to maintain momentum, try and sweep through the corner and just maximize your acceleration and your momentum, and then move your way over to the left. And this is about cojones, heroism, and just throwing the car into this corner, trying to really hug this, and focus on your exit. As soon as you touch a bit of sand, you're out. So I'm probably too conservative there, only because I don't want to crash out, and my delta was looking good. Coming up, I'm looking at the number 2. I'll be braking a little bit before it, but I've got nice straight braking here. And then just as it starts to turn in, I'll pull it into 1st gear and really hug this corner. So you can get right on it and punch. Wheel spin will hurt your time. So get the smoothest possible exit, and you'll see that delta go down 1/4 of a second just in this corner alone. Try not to use too much of this AstroTurf. It will give you a 1x, but at this point, lining the aerial of the car up again, right along the middle of the ripple strip, will give you a nice straight exit. And that was my best lap of the day. So let's have a look at the rolling start section of the race. The safety car will come in at this point of the track. A guy named Bent was the pole sitter in the race that I did, and he had the field backed right back here. He was almost come to a stop. So there's going to be lots of games still with rolling starts. And yeah, just I had my foot on my brake and my accelerator during the rolling start, and just really try not to hit the guy in front, looking in the mirrors. Hopefully the guy behind me doesn't give me a love tap. And there is a lot of track here before the race actually started. And so once we got through this corner in the race, not this particular lap, is where I got a lot of fuel compression. And I'll have a look, probably where this white car is. Maybe let's have a look. It was roughly this point of the circuit where the leader actually accelerated. So the field kept compressing after the last corner. And I found that to be, I made up one spot, but then the guys who didn't qualify punched through, and yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a lot of laps here. Just remember, there's a brand new update with iRacing, and we have a qualifying conduct scrutiny. So the Rat Pack, and yes, I'm looking at you guys, you know who you are. There's no burnouts, there's no stupid activity that is allowed during qualifying. Any tricks that you use or have used in the past.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 44 Celsius.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it, mate. So any tricks that you've had in the past, consider them dead. You have to learn a genuine way of qualifying. That just about does it. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to everyone who subscribed. And if you haven't yet, click on that link down below. And yeah, look forward to seeing you on track. See you later, guys. Bye.